If I was Kasura or Sakamoto, I would ask Takasugi, who are you and what have you done to the real Tatsuki? After a week break, the war continues with Joey 4 back in action despite being separated from Gintoki. It doesn't dispute that they are all fighting as one. That being said, what type of army should they be considered as? Does the title classify their status? This chapter continues to dive in the surface of Takasugi as it capitalizes on the significance of Joey 4's title, in which leads to the present timeline that still holds true to their presentation. The chapter begins with a flashback that plays a big part of it as Joey 4 argue about the title for their army. They made it clear that the title Rebel Army is no more in line of underdog or those who oppose the greater power. Imperial Army is known as it stated, the ruler of the country. It has funny yet grasping dialogues, including when they compare themselves to a video games, Dragon Quest III to be exact, but you can easily understand on what they're coming from. You don't need to play the game to know it. It all comes down to how challenging it is to take down the greater foe. The sit-down doesn't consist much of comedy as one would expect, as this has more approach towards to a serious conversation of the title. Though it was funny that Gintoki called Takasugi out for being edgy and named his group like some biker gang. It doesn't last long, however, since they take this notion serious, and it all leads to one conclusion: they are not made for the title Imperial. The present timeline scene does have a neat action like decapitations and explosions, so there's a good amount of entertainment to behold. When Tatsuki steps in, you can always expect a lot of dismemberment, so that's always fun. There's plenty of it, yet easy to grasp the scenery. However, the main highlights are within the conversation from Tatsuki to multiple characters. As noted, he has always been the same guy who sees the world or universe as a sworn enemy. Maybe if he can be like that mecha anime where it can literally wipe out the entire universe, it may be possible. Joking aside, what really compels me is when he becomes more sincere in his words to his former, or in my view, current friends. This is perhaps the first time that we have seen him in a more calming and gentle state. The last arc didn't have him portray it outside, so this one is more profound. After they exchange words about taking down the country and then the universe, it slowly adjusts to the more sincere tone of Tatsuki when admitting that taking down the country will be impossible, no matter how many castles he takes down, because Gintoki will be there. This actually reflects on what Gintoki told him before their fight about the amount of men he could take down wouldn't matter if the willpower of few still stands. It was when Tatsuki reflects on his life's purpose and what he must do that shifts the tone to an inspiring level. It's a showcase of his developments that he has gone through. He has seen all types that made the world the way it is, which leads him to wanting to stop the war. It's jarring that his life changed when Shoyo died, yet his circle will be completed if he kills Usuro. That said, you can grasp his words that he's more sympathetic this time around. The reaction from Kasura and Sakamoto give you the idea on how shocking it is to hear him talking that way. Tatsuki has both sides of him in one: the gentle child and the ambitious leader. He even offers them to go ahead and fight through, as he will be the one to stop the weapon and take the general's head for them. He has developed so much, or perhaps reverted back with the state that he is known for the most. It's not that I ever hated him, but I'm amazed on Sorochi's writing. Honestly, the most shocking part comes with Nobunobu. You would think Tatsuki would tell them like he wants to kill him or anything evil, right? Instead, it's shockingly heartfelt speech that reassures that the country will be fine in the end. I honestly had to reread the page in order to make sure that it's Tatsuki talking to Nobunobu. I know they made a pact before, but to hear him speak to him with an apology no less, I am shocked. There is plenty of action in this chapter and easy to follow, even with a lot of mayhem going on in a single panel. There are plenty of really good panel shots that makes it stand out. You got to admire that Kyotai Army is wearing Saiyan's armor. That is arguably the best armor. Ask Vegeta. The show stealer is down the dialogues exchange and how much weight they have to everyone and themselves. It's the moment of reflection that these characters have developed and will continue to seek the future. While it is already known on how much they develop, it's the presentation that strongly helps the character. Nobunobu is arguably the most developed character in this arc. While it did start from the last arc, the transition is carefully crafted, including where he has to be the representative for the country. This moment is about the title Shogun and what that means to the country. Long ago, he took it as an advantage for superiority, but now he's taking the role for the people. It is awe-inspiring when he begins to talk like a true shogun, to which surprised many around him. The fact he's practically telling them that he will honor them with a key to the country is profound enough to see how much he adapted to the role, as well as how meaningful it is for them to hear an inspiring speech. He was ready to honor them with the name of an imperial army, but Kasuda insists to keep it rebel and perhaps forever as one. Nobunobu doesn't see his battle being supported by rebel, rather it's the other way around, because that's what they are. It is necessary for this chapter to happen, as it not only demonstrates the development of these characters, but also the significance of this war. You can call it calm before storm in a way, because when they fight the real challenge, it will direct their fate. With great backgrounds and a lot of key moments backing up this chapter's content, it's a strong chapter. Bottom line, Rebel Army sounds the best. I'm giving this chapter a 9. 2 showcase of developments in 1 chapter, and also more developments for these characters. What are your thoughts of this chapter? Who is the best developed character in this series so far? I would like to hear your part. I can't think of one because I have to recap every single one of them, and trust me, all of them are developed so well. I wouldn't be surprised that everyone has a unique choice. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.